Kazakh has 4 types of sentences, such as declarative sentence, making a statement, interrogative sentence, asking a question, imperative sentence, giving an order or command, and exclamative sentence, expressing strong emotion or surprise. In Kazakh, the usual word order for the declarative sentence is SOV, which is subject, object, and predicate. In order to build a sentence, your subject should stand at the beginning, the predicate comes at the end, and the object stands in the middle of a sentence. You should always arrange your words according to this order. For example, men kitapты оқимын, I will read the book, in which the subject is men, I, the predicate is оқимын, will read, kitapты is a direct object. As you can see, such word order is exactly the opposite of that in English. An interrogative sentence asks a direct question and it punctuated at the end with a question marker. It is one of the 4 types of sentences as well as highly useful one. Interrogative sentences allow you to gather information and clear up confusion and engage in interesting conversation with others. There are 3 basic question types and they are all interrogative sentences such as question words or WH questions, yes-no questions, and the alternative questions. Today, we will learn how to build interrogative sentences or how to ask questions in Kazakh. Question word interrogative seeks exact information. It is formed with the help of interrogative words such as kім, who, не, what, неге, why, қалай, how, қайсы, which, қашан, when, қайда, where, and so on. For example, ол кім, who is she or he. Depending on the questioned constituents, whether it is a subject, predicates, or other constituents, interrogative words can situate in different positions. Normally, they stand either at the end of a sentence or right before the predicate of a sentence. If the questioned word is the predicate of a sentence, the interrogative words come at the end of a sentence functioning as a predicate and inflecting with personal markers so that the word order is subjects plus interrogative words. There are examples to understand concepts and use them in a daily practice. Aygul қайда? Where is Aygul? This sentence, its subject is Aygul. The question word қайда, where, serves as a predicate and takes the personal ending. Since third-person form have no endings and thus it is in the bare form. Here is another example. Сен кімсің? Who are you? In this sentence, the subject is seen and the question word kім is a predicate so that it comes at the end of a sentence. The second-person singular personal ending сың that indicates the subject of this sentence is attached to the interrogative word kім, who. One of the previous videos explained the formation and usage of personal endings. If you are not familiar with the personal endings, check the description below. If the question word is not a predicate of a sentence, it precedes the predicate. Therefore, the usual word order of such sentence is subjects plus interrogative words plus predicate. Examples. Бала қайда отыр? Where is the boy sitting? In this sentence, the subject Bala occupies the first position. The verbal predicate отыр, he sits, comes at the end, and the question word қайда, where, precedes the predicate. The second example is сен мектепке қашан барасың? When do you go to school? In which the subject сен, you, stands at the beginning of the sentence. The adverbial modifier мектепке, to the school, comes after the subject. The predicate barasың will go occupies the last position of the sentence, and the interrogative word қашан, when, stands right before its predicate. I have summarized the word order of interrogative sentences in following two tables and provided a free English translation, which might help you to digest the concept. Examine the examples below to get a feel for how this works in practice. Сенің атың кім? What's your name? Қалың қалай? How are you? Сен қазір қайдасың? Where are you now? Кім бар? Who is there? Кім жоқ? Who is not there? In some cases, especially in the spoken language, the word order of interrogative sentence is not rigid or inflexible. Mostly, if the question words function as predicates, you can start your sentences with the question words. So you can say, кім бұл? Or, бұл кім? Who is this? Finally, when you ask about someone's belongings or possessions, the interrogative words take the genitive case, corresponding to English whose. Example, бұл кімнің баласы? Whose child is this? The second subtype of interrogative sentence is yes-no questions. These question sentences are designed to be answered simply with an affirmative yes or a negative no. They are formed with the help of interrogative particles such as ма, ме, ба, бе, or па, пе, which are written separately and stand at the end of the sentence. For example, кітап бар ма? Is there a book? Although the interrogative particles are written separately, they submit the rules of vowel harmony and the assimilation of consonants, namely, after vowels and the semi-consonants u, i, and r, it is either ma or me. Example, жақсы ма? Is that good? әдемі ме? Is that beautiful? After m, n, ng, z, and j, it is either ba or be. Example, жаман ба? Is that bad? Сен бе? Is that you? After voiceless consonants, it is pa or pe. For example, рас па? Is that true? Емес пе? Isn't it? These particles correspond to English auxiliary verbs do, does, or be. But in English, they stand at the beginning of the sentence. In Kazakh, they come at the end. For example, студенттер келді ме? Do the students come? The answer to the general question may be positive yeah, yes, or negative жоқ, no. There are few examples to practice how to use them in your daily conversation. бұл сенің балаң ба? Is this your kid? Yeah, менің балам. Yes, it is my kid. Сенің үйің алыс па? Are your home far? жоқ, алыс емес. No, it's not far. бұлар оқушы ма? Are these students? жоқ, no. күн суық па? Is that cold? Yeah, суық. Yes, it is cold. The third subtype is alternative questions. Alternative questions present two or more alternative answers, equivalent to questions with or in English. Alternative questions are formed by adding the particles ма, ме, ба, бе, and па, пе after each of the alternatives presented. The answer to the alternative questions lies within the sentence. For example, бұл Алматы ма, Астана ма? Is this Almaty or Astana? The answer is Almaty. There are more examples to practice. бұл Асқар ма, Мұрат па? Is this Asqar or Murat? Su barma жоқ па? Is there water or not? Let me conclude today's content. We have learned the basic sentence types and one of its subtypes, interrogative sentence. The interrogative sentence can be divided into 3 subtypes, such as the question word question, yes-no question, and alternative question. The structure of these sentences can be different. How to build question sentences is explained as well. There are interrogative words and interrogative particles. Now you can ask questions in Kazakh. Thank you for watching.